Why did you want to get into this race?
Well, it has been a terrible summer, marked by the killing of Melissa Hortman, her husband Mark, and their dog Gilbert, and then the shooting of my good friend John Hoffman and his wife Yvette. And gun violence is something that I've always, I do not like gun violence. I grew up on the south side of Chicago and was rampant with gun violence, gang violence. And for me, it's always been about if I can be in a position or in a role where I can help ensure that folks don't have to deal with that, with the thought of not being safe every single day, whether it be from gun violence or any kind of violent crime, I want to be in a position to help as much as I can.
What does that look like as a Hennepin County attorney?
Well, one, we talk about the office is designed there to prosecute cases. And so that's going to happen. We must prosecute cases, violent crimes, gun violence. But we also have to think about the county is a large county. We've got over 1 million people in this county. And that office the Hennepin County Attorney Office has over 500 staff in that office. They don't all focus on prosecution. There's other things that they focus on as well. So I understand that. I understand that because my background, I've been a city council member, so I understand how cities work. I went to graduate school for local government management. I understand how counties operate and work. And I've seen everything from a high level as a state representative. I know how all these things are interconnected. It is going to be that experience that I bring to the table to help coordinate and work in partnership with law enforcement, with community groups, and also within the agency and within the county to make sure we're doing everything we can, putting resources where they need to be to ensure that we have the safest communities possible.
We have a county attorney right now who's taken a lot of criticism for some of the reform efforts, and a lot of that gets tied back to her experience as a public defender. Your experience is on that side of not the traditional prosecutor side. How do you make that case to voters about where you're going to be coming from on this job?
Well, this role is about leading the office. This role, it's an elected role. I've been elected 3 times with over 60% of the vote in my district. What that tells you, what it should say to anyone, and what I know is I'm responsive to the community. I'm responsive to my elected city officials. I'm responsive to my law enforcement leads here. I have a great relationship with my police chief here. I've known him since he was a line officer because I was on the city council. I will continue to lean into those relationships. It's about managing the office, making sure the office has what it needs to be successful. It's about leaning on those attorneys that are prosecuting those cases every day. I've had conversations with those attorneys and I've told them, I can guarantee you that I will deal with all the political things. I will make sure you have the resources you need to do the work that you need to do to prosecute cases to ensure that our communities are safe.
Do you think that this office has some work to do to rebuild?
I think we're always, if you look at the issues that we deal with in communities, and this is across the country, not just in Minnesota, there's always been a lack of trust between communities that deal with violence on a day-to-day basis, and that there's been a lack of trust between the folks that are dependent on to keep them safe, but also the folks that are dependent on to prosecute those cases. And I think there's always an opportunity to build more trust. And for me, I come from those communities. I grew up in communities like that. I understand what the communities are looking for, and I am the person that is willing, and I'm going to do everything I can to build that trust. Because when we have a system, when people trust what's happening there, they're more likely to report things, they're more likely to testify, and that is what we need in order to solve cases and to keep our community safe.